Hi Miss, my name is Sri Rajeswari. Today I am going to present about internal control system from accounting information system. First of all, I am going to explain the overview of control concept accounting information system. Firstly, access control. Restricting access to sensitive financial data and accounting application to authorized persons. This includes users authentications, password policies, and related based access control. Access control mainly function for accountants to overview the authentication policies of the customers. Secondly, segregation of duties, dividing tasks and responsibilities among multiple individuals to prevent fraud and error. For example, the person recording transactions should not be the person responsible to approving payment. This is because if the same person doing the same duties, there will be error and fraud happen in the future. To avoiding this, they must to be segregation to duties to manage all over the activities of the accounts. Thirdly, audit trails, maintaining a record at all the transaction and system. Activities audit rates help to testing changes, identifying error, and providing a historical record for auditing process. Audit raters mainly to use auditors to know the how they going to enter the transactions. This will be helpful to make sure the financial statement is not without an error. Fourthly, input controls. Validating and verifying data input to access accuracy. This includes data validation checks and arrange checks and format checks to prevent error or the point of the entry. This is very important because one must to know when they are input the transactions to knowing the error. If one error happening in the company, we can identify it by knowing this. Now I'm going to explain five components of Committee of Sponsoring Organization Socio Internal Control Model. Firstly, control environment. The control environment set the tone for the organization, influencing the control conscience of its people. It is the foundation of other components also. Control environment is very important to make sure everything is happening on the under control. Secondly, risk assessment. Risk assessment provides the clarification and analyzing of the relevant risks to the achievement of the organization objective. This complement ensures that market management understand the risks of face. This is because management must to understand the risk and the problem and the solution to undercover when it's happening. Thirdly, control activities. Control activities are the policies and procedures that help ensure management direction are carried out to mitigate the identified risks. This includes a range of activities such as approvals. Control activities mainly are under by auditors who need to know the activities and approval the main thing to the financial statement. For the information and communication, information and communication involve the view of relevant and terribly and accurate information within the organization and with external parties. It ensures that information necessary to support internal control. Information and communication very important in one organization to make sure both parties are understanding what happening in the management. If there is a lack of communication, there will be an misunderstanding and miscommunication in the project are happening. Fifth is monitoring activities. Monitoring activity assesses the quality of internal control performance over time and includes ongoing monitoring activities and separate evaluation. Monitoring activity like example as CCTV or supervisor. CCTV mainly control the activities and a supervisor can monitor the other staff whether they are doing their work in proper or not. Risk assessment and cost benefit effectiveness. Firstly, Cost benefit analysis in ICE consider the cost of ownership, including the initial implementation cost. Secondly, medication cost from cost benefit is the cost associated with the medication identified risk play a crucial role in cost benefit analysis. ICE are often related to efficiency gain, improved accuracy in financial reporting, and enhanced decision making capacity. Fourthly, the integration of risk assessment and cost benefit analysis support informed decision making in ICE implement upgrades and modifying. The cost of implement and maintaining control to ensure compliance are considered in the cost benefit analysis. Risk and assessment in cost benefits are very important to make sure the auditors or the organization to know the benefit of the profit and make sure the profiters to have a percentage of the market. So one must to know the benefits analysis to make sure they can attract the investors. Now I'm going to explain about computer-based information system control. There are many principles, criteria, and control for the system reliability. Firstly, I'm going to explain the confidentiality. Confidentiality principle is ensure that sensitive information is accessible only to the authorized individuals. The criteria is implement access control, interpretations, and user authentication mechanism. Integrity. Integrity principle is guaranteed the accuracy and reliable of information. The criteria is employee data verification checks, access control, and verification control and mechanism. One auditor must have confidentiality integrity because this is very important. Confidentiality mainly privacy of the customers. If the confidential is break, they break their trust to invest in one organization. Integrity very important in auditors to make sure they didn't do any wrong in the financial statements. Availability principles ensure the information and system resources are available. Criteria of availability is implement redundancy, disasters recovery plans, and rebooting system monitoring. Availability is make sure the audit system is always available to input the transaction happening in the organization. If they fail the availability, they can't input the transaction and there will be a problem in future. Now I'm going to explain the accountability. Principle of accountability is maintaining records and system activities and users actions for accountability and auditing purpose. The criteria of accountability is implement audit traits, logging mechanism, and monitoring tools. Accountability is very important because without accountability, we cannot enter the invoice receipts all. To make sure one organization is a standard and standardized, you must to know accountability is happening in the company. Authenticity. Principle of authenticity is verify the identity of the user and ensure the data and transaction are genuine. Control. The use control authentication methods, digital signature, and secure communication protocol. Authenticity is mainly to make sure the users are ensure the transaction is genuine, not the fake or they are doing to ensure the transaction is correct. We must to know the authenticity of the accountability to make sure the system is under control. Thirdly, access control. Principle of access control is ensure the users have appropriate access to the system. Resource based on the rules and the responsibility. Access controls is user authentication authorizations and roles based of control. This accountability, authenticity, and access control is very important for accounting information system to make sure their authenticity and the confidentiality of the organization. That is my explanation for overall of my presentation. Thank you for lending your ears for my presentation. Thank you.